I've been daily driving a phone that I think might be my favorite phone of all time, and might just convince me to switch from iPhone. Welcome to another day in life with me and the Oppo Find X8 Pro. So let's talk about why the Oppo Find X8 Pro. Well, the Find X8 Pro is the first flagship from Oppo in 3 years to hit the global markets, except for the US. So far, this has been one of the biggest releases from Oppo in a long time, and there's good reason why. I believe we're heading into a new era of the smartphone, and I'm talking about phones like the OnePlus 13, the Honor Magic 7 Pro, and of course the Vivo X200 Pro that have pretty much become the new standard for cameras on phones, along with all the other cool technology that they've been putting inside of these phones, like the carbon silicon battery and so much more. In many ways, this is kind of a fresh breath into the smartphone segment that has been so stagnated for the last few years. And I think this might be a worthy competitor to both Samsung and iPhone. So that's what we're going to be testing today. We're going to be testing out the performance, the cameras, the display, the battery life, the software, and we're going to see how good the Oppo Find X8 Pro is compared to pretty much all the other phones I've been testing. It is now currently 10:13. Our battery percentage is at 100%. We've got a pretty busy day ahead of us, so let's get into this day in the life. Okay, so I'll pretty much packed everything. We're ready to get going. I have to pick up a few friends and then we're gonna head to the beach. I'll see you guys there. First passenger today. Hello. What's up? To this car.
Hello.
Let's go. Check out this little gadget. Okay, so now we made it to the beach. It's pretty cloudy, which is very sad, but I'm hoping it'll clear up a little bit later. It's now 11:38. Our battery percentage is at 89%, which is pretty insane since I've been literally using Google Maps and stream music for a complete hour, which is pretty cool. But we're going to try to see if we can have some fun still with all of our friends here. Yo, I saw this guy again. I keep showing up in my videos. What's up, man? How was it? We just literally... How does it go? Oh yeah, I just took a quick break from the volleyball game to talk to you guys. In case you're wondering how I got those POV shots, I'm using Telesin's new upgraded 2-in-1 neck phone mount, which is pretty cool because you can also attach GoPros and other accessories with this detachable mount clamp that you can switch out from magnetic neck mount, or you can actually just put it in like a normal GoPro kind of locking mechanism onto that, which is pretty useful. And I've been having a lot of fun using this gadget. It's pretty cool to get all those POV shots and pretty much work with any phone that has MagSafe, or you can stick the MagSafe ring onto your phone and then use it with this thing, which is pretty nifty, but awesome gadget. But anyway, let's talk about the phone. So it is now currently 12:43. Our battery percentage is still at 85%. It's doing very well. Little spoiler for the end, this battery on this Oppo Find X8 Pro has been actually super insane. The battery results are actually going to surprise you. But let's talk about the display on this phone. So on the front of the Oppo Find X8 Pro, we get a pretty massive 6.78-inch AMOLED display. There also is LTPO technology, which can dynamically refresh the display from 1 to 120 Hz. So everything on here is silky smooth. We also do have 450 pixels per inch, so it's pretty high res, along with up to 1600 nits in high brightness mode and 4500 nits in peak brightness mode, which is pretty awesome. And we have a screen to body ratio of 92.8%. Now on the brightness, I do feel like it can go above 1600 nits when you are in direct sunlight, but not for long. It is good enough to see in pretty much any lighting condition, and I've had pretty much no issues trying to look at this phone from all angles, whether I'm in the sun or under a really bright light. And overall, I'm actually really impressed by the display. There's pretty much nothing I can fault it for. Maybe if the high brightness mode was higher and could consistently maybe display over 3000 nits, because other competitors do have like 2600 nits in high brightness mode, so that would be nice to see on this display. But other than that, I'm happy to give the Oppo Find X8 Pro an A grade for its display. Now, as I told you in the beginning of this video, this phone is a camera phone. I'll be taking footage throughout the whole day and giving you guys my feedback on what I think about the photography abilities on the Find X8 Pro. But let me quickly run down on the specs of what we're running on here. So we have 4 50 megapixel camera sensors. We have a 50 megapixel main wide, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, a 3x periscope, and a 6x periscope. So let's take a few photos and let's see how they look.
Starting off with the ultra-wide camera, we get some impressive dynamic range, great colors and details. Images look sharp and clear with little distortion. Moving to the main sensor, we get more dynamic range and more colors. Images are detailed and clear, and we can also crop in to get a 2x zoom, which is equivalent to the 48mm focal length. This creates a much more natural perspective that I do prefer using for taking photos of people. Moving up to the 3x optical zoom, images look great, and with this focal length, we get a more compressed background, creating a more larger depth of field effect, even without using portrait mode. And lastly, with the 6x optical zoom, the background is even more compressed with a very large depth of field effect. Dynamic range and colors are still very good, and you will notice that taking photos between each of the 4 cameras have very little difference. All the corrections have been well toned out, which makes the camera experience even better. The selfie camera is also pretty good, but not as good as the back cameras with only a 32 megapixel sensor. We also do get some really cool features like the Hasselblad portrait mode, which you might have seen me using in some of my other videos. Portrait photos look really great on the X8 Pro with great subject detection and separation and a very realistic looking bokeh effect. This is the best portrait mode I've ever used, in fact. We also do have the 120x zoom using AI. The zoom is actually the best I've ever seen in any phone, but keep in mind that it uses AI, which may result in some funny looking photos to achieve that insane zoom. On the video side, we can shoot up to 4K 60 and videos also look great with good dynamic range and colors. Also notice how the lenses switch instantly. Also another tick for good camera experience. So far, these are the best cameras I've ever used in a smartphone, and I'm tempted to give the Find X8 Pro an A+ rating. But we still got a few different scenarios to test out the cameras in, so let's keep going on with the staying alive.
Okay, so up to now 154. Battery percentage is at 68%. We're still pack up and put a good press on launch. Because you got that launch. Okay, now it's currently 4:46. Battery percentage is at 50%. Just at our friend's apartment, they're watching a movie, but I want to talk about the performance of the Oppo Find X8 Pro. So let's talk about that. So performance on the Oppo Find X8 Pro is powered by the Dimensity 9400, and we also do have 16 gigs of RAM. So it's a pretty powerful setup altogether. Now, some people might argue that the Snapdragon 8 Elite is better, but I've actually found that the Dimensity 9400 has been pretty much on par, if not maybe a little bit better in terms of the GPU. And I've been finding that there's been pretty much virtually no lag, no stutters. Performance on this phone has actually been super great. Now, when we do multitasking, can handle it perfectly fine. I found that nothing actually reloads. Even going back to apps that I used in the morning, it still loads as if I have just used it just before, and also it's energy efficient at the same time. Now when it comes to gaming, we can play Genshin Impact on the highest settings with 60 FPS, and it doesn't even get that hot even. This is actually a really good gaming phone, having such a big screen, a very vibrant 120Hz refresh rate display that can also play games at the highest frame rate and the highest graphics. It's actually a really nice gaming phone altogether. So overall, the performance on the Oppo Find X8 Pro is actually super high-end. It's super efficient and super optimized for pretty much any type of task. It's great for heavy multitasking, for gaming. So overall, the performance on the Oppo Find X8 Pro deserves an A+. This has been so far one of the best phones I've ever used the daily drive in terms of performance. And for anyone who's looking at getting this phone for performance, this is definitely a great choice. So the rest of my friends are watching a movie. We're gonna get dinner a bit later, and then I'll see you guys there.
Any haters?
It has to be. Okay, ready?
Yeah, I've got your face on here.
Okay, ready? Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Wow. Woo! Thank you. That was great.
Okay, it's now 7:14. Our battery percentage is at 39%, and now I'm gonna head off and get some dinner.
I know there's some things you wanna say.
Time to go.
Try to
go.
do it. Sound the same, baby. You know all the ways to get to me. Usually good on my own, but tonight you're what I need.
Very good advice.
I'm at the gates, just let me through. You're playing games I do.
안녕하세요,
I
여러분.
want to say hi too. Hi.
Okay, we just finished up dinner and we're gonna head off to see the Botanic Gardens.
Yeah.
They have a little light show going on right now, so
Romantic
pretty
night
cool.
part 2.
And yeah, we're just gonna drive up there. I'll see you guys there. We are at the garden.
Not asking for too much, am I? 'Cause that's just all I want.
Okay, so it's now 9:49. Battery percentage is at 24%. Let's talk about the software and the features and the design of the Oppo Find X8 Pro. So on the feature side, we do have a lot of features. It's IP69 rated. We also do have an IR blaster, a large slider like the One Plus. We also do have a camera control button. Well, it's actually called Quick Button, but basically that's the same thing as the camera control from the iPhones. We also have a Gorilla Glass and aluminium design body. And we do have pretty slim bezels. It's 215 grams and 8mm thin, so it's pretty fancy finish altogether. The design of the Find X8 Pro is pretty good, but I do feel like it's a bit of a love/hate relationship with most people. Some people either love the design or hate it. I personally think it's pretty cool, but that's my personal opinion. We also do, from the software side, have ColorOS 15 and I believe 5 years of software support, which is pretty decent and to be expected for a flagship phone. We also do have a pretty good haptic motor, pretty fast charging, pretty fast wireless charging as well, and along with all the AI usual features like photo tools and circular search. The only issues that I have with the feature and the design of the Find X8 Pro is that it doesn't have an ultrasonic fingerprint reader. It's only optical, but it is still pretty decent. However, it is a bit too low for my liking. It's quite low to the bottom of the phone. I would like it to be a bit more center-ish. Other than that, there's nothing else I can really complain about software and features and design. I really like how ColorOS is super customizable and it's been pretty fluid and smooth, especially with all of the optimizations, getting the animation engine super smooth and using any animations, it's all super smooth on here. So for the features of design, I will give the Oppo Find X8 Pro an 8 rating. But yeah, I'm gonna take a few more photos to test out the night mode on the Oppo Find X8 Pro. So let's take a few photos.
I'm wasting my time with you.
You're gonna be
But I like it, I
Okay.
like it too. I'm wasting away, it's true. But I like wasting
I can play the second part.
Oh, my ankle. Let me check. I don't want to trial. Let's do it. Yes.
Okay, I'll take a photo.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
I thought
You're laughing at us.
So I just finished taking a few photos at night and I'm pretty impressed. Thank you to Haru for modeling. And I must say that the Oppo Find X8 Pro does some pretty impressive photos even at night, even on portrait mode as well. But mostly on the 2x and 1x, the 3x and 6x are a little bit hard to take photos with, especially when it's really low light. But other than that, pretty cool stuff from Oppo.
Alright. Bye, guys.
Okay, so we just finished up with our light show. It's now 10:48. Battery percentage is at 15%. We're gonna drop off a few people and then I'll see you guys at home. Okay, so I've just gone back home. It is now 11:43 and our battery percentage is at 7%. So let's take a look at the battery performance of the Find X8 Pro to see how it did during the day. So at 11:44, our battery percentage is at 7% and we've had a screen on time of 6 hours. Now keep in mind that I've had some pretty heavy usage throughout the whole day. I was using a lot of GPS navigation on Google Maps while streaming Spotify in the background, while also having the screen on maximum brightness while driving. There has been some pretty big usage for this phone throughout the whole day, and the fact that we still have 6% with 6 hours of screen on time, doing all of that heavy usage, the Find X8 Pro's battery life is insanely good. And this is not just a one-off thing. I've been using the Find X8 Pro as my daily driver for the last few days, and I've even managed to get more than 8 hours on just one battery charge, which is just insane. And this is by far the best battery life I've ever experienced on any smartphone. So with the battery performance on the Find X8 Pro, I'm happy to give it an A+ rating or 100 grade because this battery life is just insane. You don't have to worry about battery life if you get this phone. So let's wrap up my thoughts about the Find X8 Pro in general. And to start off with, this has been the best phone I've ever used, period. So overall, this phone gets a 92 out of 100 or an A grade, which is the best grade that any phone has ever got in any of my day in life videos. And this phone has convinced me to switch to Android. I'm going to be using this phone as my daily driver until whatever phone comes out next. I'm Upwards. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.